All right, so this is just a quick tutorial in how to create a BatchGeo map. And the first place to start is with a spreadsheet with all of your information. To work in BatchGeo, you're going to need separate columns for the name of your location, the street address for your location, the city, state, and zip of your location, all in their own columns. All right. And then as part of the assignment, you also need to have two additional columns of sort of sortable or identifiable information, right? So here I've just added in some random stuff for the mapping purposes. So I have these imaginary shelter types of A, B, and C, and whether or not pets are okay. And half of those are yes, and half of them are no. And obviously these aren't real or factual right now, and those are just to be used for the exercise. So once we have our data set up the way we want it to, it's really pretty straightforward. So all we do is we come in here and we copy those cells with the command C. Then we go to the BatchGeo website, and if we click in this field, we get the sample data, so we can just hit delete and then paste in our new data. And you can see it's sort of showing up in the background there. So the next thing we want to do is set our options, because that really gives us more powerful settings. Okay, so let's take a look. So our region is the United States, our location and address. These are the fields that we have in our spreadsheet. So we want to make sure that those are pointing to the right location. So address will be address, city will be city, state will be state, zip will be zip. And we're going to group by a thematic value. And right now we're going to go with shelter type. Okay, so while we're in here, we might as well take a look at advanced options. And all of that stuff is okay. We don't need an image URL, latitude, longitude, we don't need. But over here, we can take a look at the map styles. Now, it seems like a small matter, but the default map is this Google style map, and it's really going to flavor your blog post to make it look just sort of like a Google map or an Apple map or something like that. So there are a couple of other options down here that might be more reasonable to go with. So if you want your colors to stand out for your markers, you really want to consider one of these gray backgrounds. I think that they make a lot more sense. So I'm just going to select one of these gray backgrounds, and I think everything else should be okay. And we're going to go ahead and hit Make Map. And so now you see that it's processing the records, and it's asking me to give it a title. And I'm going to say Lee County Shelters. And then I'm going to just subtitle it with sample. And then, and this is going to be stuff you're required to do too. I want a description in here. Here are the 19 hurricane shelters in Lee County. All right, I'm expecting better and more meaningful text in there from you. And it's going to ask you your email. This is critical because this is going to send you your embed code, or this is where they're going to send you your embed code and your edit link, right? So privacy unlisted is fine. Let's just make it public. And for map mode, this is kind of a newer feature. Data view is fine. And we're going to go ahead and hit Save Map. So it says Map Save. Check your email for a link to your map. And we're going to do that. So we close that. And then hopefully, if we go to our email, we can see our batch geos. So I have my email set to filter for just BatchGeo. And here's the new one that just came in, Lee County Shelters sample. So here is where we can look at our new map. Here's where we can edit our new map. And here's the embed code for getting our new map in the blog post. So one by one, let's take a look at those. So the first link is to look at that. And so that launches a browser window. And you can see that those colored icons really pop more against that grayed out background. And you can see that we're sorting by shelter type. All right, now we could also click down here and say sort by whether or not pets are okay. And you can see that the map will organize itself along those lines, right? So right now, if we click on an individual one, we get all of the information that we had in the spreadsheet: the name of the shelter, the address of the shelter type, and whether or not the pets are okay. So that works for me. So I'm going to go back to my email, and I'm just going to go ahead and get my embed code and put that in the blog post. All right, and that'll be another video coming up. So stay tuned for that one, okay? Thank you very much.